That's quite a long intro. It's worth it. It's worth going live just for the effect. I quite like that effect, you know. You can't have love changes everything. Hands and faces, earth and sky. Love changes everything. How you live and how you die. Love can make the summer fly, or a night seem like a lifetime. Yes, love changes everything. Now I tremble at your name. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. Key change. Into the world we go, planning futures, shaping years. Love, hopes and fears, or whatever it is. Love. What's the next bit? Yes, love changes everything. Live or perish in its flame. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. Drum roll. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. Applause. Good afternoon, you join me in McDonald's International Airport in the car, watching the world go by. Love makes the world go round. Love makes the world go round, yeah. Love is like a butterfly. Love is like a merry-go-round, soft and gentle as the breeze, as the sun. Whatever. That was a bit of a that was a bit of a mashup there, an unintended mashup, wasn't it there? Right, so news from I'll start with news from my YouTube channel, right? We're up to 492 subscribers. I've not even done anything really particular. I've done the odd thing, but most of the subs seem to be coming from content that I haven't created myself. Well, I've basically taken another video and just bunged some lyrics on it, but it's not really like, you know, I can't really claim that as my own, you know, but, you know, the subs are just climbing and I'm not even doing anything. It's weird, as I said before, you know, the visionary that I am, it's pretty obvious. People are just so, you know, obvious. They're predictable. People are just like robots, you know, it's like obvious. You know, once you get to a certain number of subs, they're like, oh, we'll sub to this, you know. Who's going to sub to a channel with 200? But then when you get to 400, it's like, oh yeah, well, right, aye, I'll use wee sheep, aye. Keep subbing to it, that's what you do, aye. Because we're a social animal, aren't we? We're the herd, you know, the herd mentality. How could I possibly sub to that craziness? And then once it gets like 10,000, oh yes, I can sub to that because there's other people. I want the feeling of, I don't want to feel like I'm the only nutter here. So if everyone else is a nutter, it's fine, you know. It gives credence to the idea that it's okay to watch this insane content. But I said this before to someone else. I said that the channel name's not a bad name, is it? You know, Mad Daft. Oh, mad. Yes, I'm so crazy because I'm different to the norm or whatever. That's, you know, that's one way to. It's a get out, isn't it? Well, anything goes. So it's like, I'll just call myself mad, and then anything goes. It's fucking brilliant. But I'll just sit there and do nothing. I'll just sit there and do no content and just watch the subs climb. I'll probably not watch the shit anyway, but who cares? I was saying to a friend, I was going, maybe it's time to start upping the craziness. You know, just take the craziness to the absolute bank. Go really crazy. You know, really mental. I'll show you what mental is. I haven't even scratched the surface of crazy. You know. Can full method, can as mental as possible. Can see what happens. But in terms of the so that's that. Oh yes, I got to first. It's really exciting, this video, isn't it? Really exciting, really very exciting. Yes. Well, it is what it is, isn't it? I had my first copyright strike on my YouTube channel. Yes, I had my first copyright strike. Because for the content I stole from GCN, but it was just in fun. I never thought anyone would watch, so that'd be the defence, wouldn't it? It's just like, I was just doing it for fun. It was just for friends. I never expected anyone to watch, you know. But who cares? It's hardly like I'm going to get another 2 strikes, is it? Because I'm not like stealing loads of folks' content, so it is what it is, you know. But so that's a bit as much excitement of. Well, I've had other excitement, but I couldn't really go into it because I'm under. I can't really tell you the other things I've been up to because I'm not under oath. You're under oath. I'm. What's the expression? I'm thingabid to secrecy. I couldn't tell you about it. Even if I could tell you, I wouldn't, because what's the point, you know? What's the fucking point, you know? But, what else? Yes. The training diary, it's all fucking boring, isn't it? It's all boring, who cares, you know? You got to be consistent. See, if I was doing this for a cycling audience, you'd have to be consistent, wouldn't you? You'd have to do it like regularly so they know what to expect. And you go, well, it's a bit hit and miss. I'm hit and miss. And then the audience is hit and miss. There's a wee war between me and the audience, isn't it? Because it's like a catch-22. It's like, I'm not going to give you as much because I've already given everything. I've fucking put shitloads of effort into a lot of these videos and I didn't get a bite. I didn't even get so much as a bite. So I kind of go, fuck you, fuck the audience, you know, on the channel, because I go, what's the point? What's the fucking point? I've been putting way too much effort already, so what is the, you know, a bit of a war going on there. It's like if folk had actually shown a bit of interest, then I would make the effort. That's what the hilarious thing is. The joke's on the fucking audience, because I've only put 10% effort in, and it's already been good, some of the stuff I did. I did a video before, it was, you know, that whole kind of stream of consciousness thing, and I chucked it up, and it got some modest views. It was like the whole stream of consciousness, you know, with a kind of, you know, I'm a vessel, you know, it just kind of came to me, you know, the energy when I was on the bike just kind of came to me, and then the energy just kind of came to me when I was doing the stream of consciousness as well. So in that sense, I mirrored both, I mirrored the activity itself, which is quite clever in and of itself, isn't it? Some might say, one might say, but that got a wee reaction. I think you can't really fail, can you, if you speak for the heart, you know, and that's what I was basically doing. Just try to kind of, you know, go into the process a little bit. Well, it's better than that. Some of the other shite content you get in it, Silka Velo, like they've got an hour-long podcast on chain lube. Is that really what we want to sit down and watch? I mean, cycling might already have a pretty like geeky kind of, you know, reputation. Well, that video hardly does much to counter that perception, does it? Let's make a video about chain lube for an hour. Talk about chain lube. How fucking anal is that? Get a life. I agree with Durian Rider. Get a fucking life. Get a life. We're going to sit there and watch a video about which coloured liquid to put on your chain. It's like watching paint dry. That's not what it's about, you know. That's the thing, you've got these cycling influencers, don't you? These people on YouTube, cycling influencers with their opinions. This is what you should be doing. And then all the sheep, that ties into what I was saying, didn't it? About the audience. Fuck the audience. If you're a bunch of fucking sheep, then fuck you. Let them get on with it. Why am I going to connect? Why would I want to connect with a bunch of fucking dummies, a bunch of sheep that don't even know what it's about? You know what I mean? It's like you can't fail if you do what you enjoy, but I certainly am not going to cater to a bunch of fucking dummies that are watching an hour-long video to do with chain lube. You know? I like some of the chat that I've done, some of the talk. I think it's been quite illuminating, enlightening. I think it had been edited down with some cool music and, you know, fast cuts and cut between this and that, and that would have been the dream, you know, pull a few folk in and get a wee audience. But, you know, as I say, fuck the audience. I don't give a fuck about the audience, because you get to the point where you go, it's about the cycling now for me. And of course making the odd video here and there, and I made one, and too much quality, too much quantity, you just can't handle it. And that, again, that's just me scratching the surface. I didn't even put full effort in, and they're sometimes good, but you just go, I probably would make, I don't know, maybe the time is, maybe it is time to start taking more, it's a crossroads, isn't it? Is it time to start making more of an effort and actually create, you know, cut between the chat and the, you know, the this and the that and the, you know, you could make an interesting statement, couldn't you, about things, you know, but as I say, I'm not going to be making it for myself. You end up looking like a fucking crazy person. Why am I going to do that? If there's no anyone that's consistently interested in watching it, then what's the point? I'm too busy getting fit. You can't do everything. Can't get fit and make content at the same time. You know. So let's just talk about the training. Fuck talking about that, because that's shite as well, I suppose, isn't it? So in terms of the training, it's been going quite well. We've done quite well. Near enough 300 miles a week the past 2 weeks, so we're up to respectable mileage. The weather's not been particularly inspiring, but you know, I've inspired myself. What can I say? What more can you do than that? Inspire yourself. You know, the mark of a champion, amongst other things, is to be able to pull it out of the bag when you're no feeling it. Well, part of that no feeling it could include the weather, couldn't it? Being able to still be motivated and inspired with a small eye to go out and train. I've done that for 2 weeks, 300-mile weeks. That's pretty cool. So this week, I've done, as I say, I've done two long weekends with riding 3 days in a row on the long weekends, which has resulted in 2 300-mile mileage weeks. So now, because, yeah, and so this is Monday yesterday was the end of the long weekend of that 3 days there. So I did the long ride yesterday. I did 80 mile yesterday, 85 actually, 85 mile. Was that 85? 80 miles yesterday. And you go, well, today is Tuesday, so you know what I mean. I wanted to get the mileage in early in the week, so I'm already up. So I'm already 110 mile, I think, so far for this week. So if I then just keep consistently cycle to work as well today, is a short day at work today, but cycle to work as well. And then if I do a wee turbo session tonight and just train every day, and then this weekend if I do some longer rides as well, then we'll be up to about 300 miles again. So that'll be 300-mile weeks. Let's push it up to 350. Shall we do that? Shall we do that? Put your comments in below. Do you think I should do that? Aye, so let's do 350 mile for this this week. That'd be quite cool. So mileage is going up. Look at me. I'm full of energy. I'm full of beans. And I was doing some wee extracurricular activities which I can't go into because I'm under I'm sworn to secrecy. That's the expression. So I can't really tell you about it. But it's quite good. And I did them on like pretty much zero sleep, hardly any sleep. So if you can do that and still be able to do it, again, that's the mark of a champion. If you can perform with no sleep, then you're a fucking champion, you know. Nothing like that to make you feel like a Superman, superhero, your own hero, you know. So we're doing another thing in the morning as well, and hopefully we'll get a good night's sleep, you know. But in terms of the training, I'm doing this 80-20 rule really quite good because it's working. What can I say? I've said this before, but the 80-20 rule is fucking working. It really is working well. We've put in, as I say, two 300-mile mileage weeks. And again, that is not going full on. That's just going sort of medium tempo. And occasionally you lift it here and there for the odd hill and this and that. But mostly it's been within that acceptable range of no killing yourself, and it really is working because, as I say, you can just go out 3 days in a row, big mileage, 80 mile, 80 mile, 80 mile, 3 days in a row, and look at me, I'm full energy. And I cycled to work today after a wee quick blast in the turbo trainer, the indoor trainer last night. I was full of energy. I was just like in a gear bigger than it would normally be, going up the hills and stuff on the way to work, and I wasn't even pushing it. So it's, again, it goes to show, consistent, just doing it every day, discipline, consistent, and not killing yourself, and it's really working. So that's quite cool, isn't it? I'm a wee bit flat in terms of enthusiasm. I mean, I'm quite enjoying this. I'm quite glad I went live again. It's actually quite good. Nobody will watch this, but yeah, you never know, somebody might watch it. It's quite interesting, isn't it? So we did 350 mile this week, then that's pretty cool. 300 mile, nearly 300 mile. Then that end of that week, we did 290 miles for that week, and if we do 350, that's good. And then we'll drop it down to 300. So it'll be like we're doing consistent miles. That's what you do every 4 weeks. You do it, or every 3 weeks. Some of the training programs that the pros do have like a fallow week, right? So, but we've done 4. Where we drop the mileage back and then lift it up. We might even get to 3. Well, I think 350. I just puked up in my mouth. Yeah. I think 350 miles is probably maximum that you'd want to do in any week, to be honest. For the distance that I'm doing. And there you go, there's another thing. The Gralic has just released the route. Ross at Frothy was telling me they've cut it shorter than last year's route, 50, but it's actually 70. It's actually 71 miles or something, which is better for me, because the longer the distance, the better, because I like my, it's like the snooker, innit? It's like the snooker, the World Championship, right? The true cyclists emerge. I'm not saying I'm like Olympic standard, but you know what I mean. The real deal cyclists emerge. You didn't want these wee 50 mile routes like Raiders. You want 70 mile on gravel. That separates the real deal folk, So I'm quite glad that it's 70 miles. So the fact that I've been doing my long rides have been about the 80 mile mark, and I think that's just perfect. That's just perfect, because it's like London Marathon. London Marathon, when they do they would say training for the marathon, you want to, well, it's slightly different. They would say train up to 18 miles. And then, but I would argue you want to train above the distance that you're going to be doing in a race, because then the race will seem easier. Overdo it, over-engineer it. It's like building a bridge, innit? Over-engineer the fucking thing. Be over-prepared rather than under-prepared like I was before. So the fact that I'm doing like 380 mile bike rides in a row is fucking good. It means that the fitness is there. So we're doing. So then when I do the actual route, 70, it'll feel easy and I'll be well prepared for it. You could even say, let's do more than 80. Because 70 miles on the road is a lot easier than 70 miles on gravel, because it's a lot slower on gravel. So actually, I'm glad I'm talking about this, right? Talking out loud. Maybe the answer is do century rides. Keep doing the century rides, because folk might say, you've got to have the confidence and know what you're doing, what works for you. Some people might say, why are you doing century rides? That's not the race distance. And you're like, well, let's just actually analyse this. Your average speed on gravel for the 70 is going to be more like 18 mile an hour, 19 mile, well, maybe not as much as that. About 18 mile an hour. Whereas on the road, for 70 miles, it's more likely to, your average speed is going to be more like 20 plus miles an hour. So it's going to take longer. See, so it's the equivalent, it's the equivalent, it's not an equivalent distance. You want to replicate the equivalent time it would take, time in the saddle. So let's keep doing the century rides. I think that's the answer. Let's keep doing the century rides. And then that way we will be over prepared. And of course do some 50 milers as well at kind of high intensity or 70 mile to replicate that intensity. And obviously do the gravel. We didn't have long, do we? The Gralic's not going to be the be all and end all. There's a couple other events I can do, so if I'm not completely well prepared for the Gralic, which is next May, it's not the end of the world, is it? It's like I said before, maybe it'd be a good idea to try and qualify for the World Champ. I think they're still doing that. Qualify for the World Championship by getting in the top 25% or whatever it is. And maybe they've changed that as well. I don't know, but we'll try our best. But anyway, all you can do is what you can do. The training's going well. I just relaxed about the whole thing, and I'm doing good mileage every week. I'm doing my hard sessions, I'm doing my long rides, and the fitness is there. So it's quite cool. No killing myself like I did before. Less is more. Get fitter by doing less. More time, less intensity most of the time. But there you go. That's that, isn't it?